Start, and we'll start with the minutes of the last meeting. Does anybody have any comments on that? We have a motion to accept them.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Great. Any discussion? Any questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Minutes are accepted. Thank you very
Okay.
much. I have to say, I went to the training session that the town hall offered last night on freedom of information, and it made me very nervous about if anybody ever wanted to really challenge us, are we exactly doing what we need to be doing? So I'm trying to do it a little more officially this time.
Okay.
Is someone from the town in on our meeting?
Anthony opens it, so he was probably opening it, but I'm not sure if he's there, but it is being recorded.
Oh, that's okay.
Right. They always record the meeting, and then that goes on the bottom of the minutes. That little doohickey thing at the bottom of the minutes,
yeah,
is how you access what was said during the meeting.
Right.
Okay. So, treasurer's report. Thank you, Jess. Anything that you want to say about that?
No, it's the same from last time. We haven't had any, new expenses. So our balance is currently $4,285 with 5 cents. And then the Friends of the Arboretum Fund is at $2,554.43. So that's the same as it has been in, February as well.
I was wondering if Bartlett had sent any bills to us, because I did sign that contract. And they haven't specified dates during that contract when they would be doing work. And I thought some of those dates have already passed.
Yeah, they have. So I haven't seen any of the, they always send me a copy at the town hall. Diane and Karen Fitzpatrick always sends me a copy anytime there is a bill. And, I have to approve it before they would, pay it. So I can look into it. I can just send an email just asking, but maybe they're waiting till we're all done before they send the bill.
I don't know.
Okay.
I signed the contract and did not get a copy back from them that with their signature on it.
Okay.
So I'm just hoping that, there's no problem, but I can also contact Julian and find out to make sure there's no conflict. Okay. Moving right along. I have a contract here about the mowing. So I will read it to you. Okay. The letter says, "Dear valued customer, we hope your new year has been healthy and safe. Spring will be here soon. We are looking forward to taking care of your lawn this year. Thanks to all of you, we will be starting our 24th year in business." Am I boring him? Scott Laffett and Chris G. If you know those names, Andy.
Scott Lambert and Chris G.
Scott Laffett
and
Chris G. are joining the management team of DME Lawn Service this season. And they've enclosed a proposal. Just a reminder that early spring is a good time to prune bushes, fruit trees, and hedges. We could do this for you. So what they are offering us is to mow the Arboretum at the cost of $55 per mowing.
Wow, what happened to, what's his name? Are these part of his crew? Did I miss something?
This is from Mitch.
Oh, it is?
This is his proposal. We are planning on providing the following service to you this spring. Fertilize the lawn. If you do not want this service, please let us know. But his mowing would be $55 per mow. Now, how does that compare to what he was charging us, Jessie?
I was just looking. Let me just look and I can see.
Was it 50?
I feel like it might have been, but let me just look. I can look.
I was confused because I didn't recognize those names.
Yeah.
In the letter, he just said they've been added to the staff, but the letter, the bill is from Mitch, Andy.
Oh, okay. I missed that. All right.
Okay. Yeah, let me just look and see.
Your puppy was singing.
What did you say?
Andy missed it because the puppy was singing while I was talking.
Oh.
She makes a lot of noises. It's pretty comical. I'm used to them, but she does.
Yeah,
but not at night. So that's nice.
Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, it's the same. It's 55.
Oh.
So I think that's very reasonable. We will, at this point, we are not getting any mowing work done by the town. We need to put that in part of our discussion later on in our agenda as we talk about what things we want to discuss with Jay. But at this point, we don't have anybody else to do the mowing. So I think we would agree with, but again, doing it bi-weekly, right? Not every week, but every other week.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe we just need to make sure that they know that.
Yeah. Would everybody agree to that? Andy,
Yeah.
you agree? Okay.
Yep.
And fertilizing the lawn, right?
Is that included in the 55 or is that extra?
I don't know. I have to ask you. It doesn't say.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I can't believe that trimming the bushes and fertilizing would be included in that cost.
Yeah.
But we don't want him to trim the bushes.
No, we don't.
No.
I will check on the fertilization cost, okay?
Okay.
But otherwise we'll go ahead with the working. Okay, Chad is not here. I had asked Chad if he'd talked to Bill. At that point, he had not. My feeling is that I know Bill. I may give him a call. If Chad does not say that he's had a chance to make contact with him, I'll say I'll do it. Unless you want to do it, Andy. Do you know Bill? Bill Rathbone? But I'll be happy to do it. I just don't want to keep waiting any longer.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Chad felt the bill would be great for the pruning of bushes and small trees, the low tree pruning work. And he is the town's arborist. So, and I'm guessing that Chad has not talked to any other arborists. He has not contacted me that he has discussed this with anybody. I don't know. The ones that John had recommended was that the town crew use is Stately. It's in they're based in Pomfret.
Okay.
And he said that they use them, and they do take down trees, and they're not expensive, is what he said. Okay. Chad felt that he would be able to get big equipment down to take those ash trees down when we decide to do that, by putting big mats underneath so that they don't tear up the grass. And he made the point, which is valid, that the contractor who tears up the grass has to fix it.
Yeah, I agree.
John Navarro had said, we should get climbers down there and not the heavy equipment. But Chad was saying,
the trees are dead.
If the trees are dead, you're not going to send climbers up dead trees. That's too dangerous. So you have
sorry, I'm trying to take my coat off.
You're giving you a drum roll, Andy? Are you going
into not at all. The man who did the bridge, when he tore up the grass, he reseeded it and did everything.
Right.
Anybody who's done that, it's kind of part of the deal.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's sort of down the track, because that's that huge expense piece that we haven't figured out quite how we're going to cover.
Right.
But Stately is the one, as I say, that John Navarro said they use, the town uses. So that's.
But we haven't gotten any kind of a price from them, a price for taking those.
I've been counting on Chad, who wanted to be the person to reach out to, the arborists, the lumbering companies, but I don't know if he's had a chance to do that.
I was thinking I could send him a text, but I'm sure he got the email that we have the meeting. We all did.
And he's working and he's busy, and I can understand that.
Yeah, I live right by him, so his truck is never there. He's working all the time.
Yeah.
At the same time, we have to move ahead as a committee, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
So I will try and contact him and ask him, and then just say, we'll at least get some estimates from other companies, and Stately will be one company I'd get an estimate from.
Yeah, will you send us an email or an update so we don't wait a month to find out?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what I'm feeling, is I don't want to keep waiting.
Yeah,
one month,
you.
and wait another month and wait another month.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Get back to my things here. Okay, so we don't know. So I will talk with Chad and about the companies and about Bill. Okay, my talk with Jay called me. Jay Swan called me on the phone and was very affable.
Good.
Wanted to know what we wanted to talk about, and I pretty much detailed what we wanted to talk about, saying that we really wanted to work out a plan for maybe a 5-year plan, so that we were thinking of what needed to be taken care of safety-wise in the Arboretum and health-wise, but also maybe planting, given the changes in weather and climate and things. Make sure we were thinking of the future. We wanted to also see how the town could work with us and with the Historical Association, perhaps, to how do we all work together to handle this. And this is a town park. I underlined that. So we wanted a chance to talk with the town about it. I didn't go into dollars and cents. I just said we really want to have, this is a friendly discussion. This is not us coming in with clubs and anything else. I just said we need to sit down and talk about this so that we can plan for the future. He said fine, but I haven't got a date yet.
Okay.
I was going to have, what on our agenda tonight is to list precisely what we want to discuss. And then I'll go back to him and say, we need a date. We want to talk about it before our next meeting. Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah.
Okay. He had said that he had met with some people in the evenings, like actually face-to-face meetings, not just a Zoom meeting, downstairs in their meeting room. You can separate people sufficiently. Are you comfortable with doing that?
I am. After next Monday, I'll be fully vaccinated.
Okay, great. I'm fully vaccinated. Are you vaccinated, Jessie?
I'm halfway there, so so I'll have the next one in April. So
April
on the way.
Okay. Are you April? Are you Good Friday?
April 1st. Yep.
Okay.
Good.
But so I will try and push him to set a date so that we don't get put off.
Yeah.
And so later on in the agenda, we'll sit down and talk about that. Sarah has a deadline for that poster. She should be hearing back sort of in the middle of March, but she doesn't know how that's going at the moment. Jessie gave me a box, Andy, for the, let's talk about the spring celebration, okay?
Sure.
She gave, and I have the box right here, so I'm getting it.
Jessie, are you standing?
No, I'm sitting. I'm kind of sitting in, so I'm kind of far away.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of sitting in like a little window seat.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Andy?
Oh, nice. Scavenger hunt.
This is scavenger hunt cards that she has, and she has a whole bunch of different ones.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Definitely we could use.
Yeah. I've been thinking about putting together a card, but that's what I would be doing right there. And can you mark on them with a dry marker? Yeah.
I had done stickers, but you can do dry erase. Yeah, wipes off.
Oh, that's
he had stickers here also.
You have what?
In the stickers. Yeah.
Stickers, yeah.
Kids love that.
Yeah.
It also has much more sophisticated stuff.
That was to make, if we needed to make more, because they have,
Oh yeah, all different wildflowers. Nice.
Yeah. That won't work for us for now, but they're seasonal. There won't be any flowers, but.
Well, there might be. No, there might be. Some of the little wallflowers will be up.
Yeah, there could be when.
Yeah, that's true.
While we're mentioning flowers, so I don't forget, because I do forget to say, I think of it and then I don't say it. What would you think of having the kids who come plant more primroses? Let's say we were thinking about planting them, so we bought 25.
I don't think we probably need to buy them. I bet if I went and asked Dr. Dannenhauer, which is where I got them from initially, he has a huge collection of them.
Oh,
I bet he would donate them.
yeah, wouldn't that be fun? And then if we didn't have that many kids, we could just plant them, or you could get the brownies to plant them.
Sure. I'll be happy to ask him. I mean, he's very generous in donating the excess from his garden, and he has a lot of those.
Oh, nice. Good.
So to speed up the spread would be great.
Right. Yes,
so
definitely.
Yeah. So I'm going to write that so we don't forget. And then there's something else I want to talk to you about when we get to it.
Okay. Plan to ask. Okay. Sarah has also set up a registration site.
Yeah, I saw that form.
You saw that? So that I haven't tried it. Have you tried using it to see?
No, it's pretty basic, but that's all we need. Just a basic. Yeah, I hate when a form has 85 questions. I just won't even bother with it usually.
I mean, really, a question of are you coming? How many kids? How many? And
that's it.
How many kids?
Right. So where are we going to put that? Because there was a problem. We couldn't put it on the website. Is that right? The link.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know how she reads it, who gets it, and who gets the information. I'm not sure about that. But okay. I can apparently put that on the advertisement for the Last Green Valley.
Okay.
And list that. But I don't know where what you're asking, where the data comes to, who.
Yeah, like if we were to put some, like let's say we had a flyer and it said, you can sign up on the town hall website. Can we put that link there so that the link is in more than one place? I don't know.
I don't think it's on the town hall website. I think it's maybe even be Sarah's own link that she's created. I don't know.
But she was saying, could we, I think she had asked, could we put it on the town hall website, the link? But I don't know if we were able to.
Well, if we advertise and people can register, we have to make it, I'm thinking about me. If I saw a sign that talked about it, I would just want to come and bring my kids. People can still come if they don't register. I mean, we don't.
I think so. Yeah.
We don't need numbers. It would just be interesting to see who signs up.
Right. Right.
I don't see how we could make that mandatory. That's like signing up to go to the Woodstock Fair,
Right.
How are you going to do that? So,
right.
But I think it's a good idea. But if we have it in a place, I don't know if it would be on a Facebook page or on, she just got herself into the, is it the town website where she bumped Linda and she's in there? Like, I don't even know how to get into the town website. And I don't think most people do or think about that first, like to go to the Arboretum.
Yeah, I know. I think, well, that's something we could also talk to Jay Swan about possibly, because I did go in because I wanted to see the changes that had been made. And you do have to kind of go through this store and then this store. And, it's not like it's not as easy to find. So I think it will be tricky for people to find.
Oh, that's a good thing to add then.
Yeah.
Because they must have a contact person there for just these kind of IT things.
Right.
So cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Andy, I don't think we want to make it obligatory. My thought about having a registration was it gives us some sense of how many supplies we need.
Yeah.
If we're going to have birdhouse kits for kids to put together. We don't want to buy 100 of them if we only get 3 kids show up.
Right.
We want to have like maybe 25 of them,
Have you looked at birdhouse kits? Because
no, I haven't.
The ones I looked at, there wasn't anything under $10.
Ooh.
And I thought, that's kind of too much. Just, I mean, if it was your grandkids, or you'd spend it, but to go buy a lot of them, that's why the primroses, I thought, if we don't use them with the people who come, we can plant them.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. If you want to look, I looked and I couldn't, even the ones that were our funny little ones that are put together for kids to paint, those were $10.
Wow.
And I didn't find anything like a snap together one or anything. And we don't want to have tools with little nails. So
Right.
I just couldn't find anything that fit what I was looking for. But I just looked in Amazon and just, went into the internet and just typed in snap together birdhouses, and I didn't find anything.
Yeah. The other thing that we could, I mean, I don't know how much we want to get into crafting.
Yeah.
Probably not too much.
Depending on who might want to come and help us. But, the homemade bird feeders, pine cones rolled in peanut butter and then
those are,
feed.
That's a great idea, because when I was in Texas, we had a log cabin at the place where the outdoor facility, and that's what we did with the kids, using things from nature to create something. And that was always so much fun. I mean, we all did that with our kids and grandkids, but that would be easy enough to.
An easy thing to do.
Yeah, good idea.
Can't use peanut butter probably, because now it's such a thing. Like if you have kids, so we have to find something else other than peanut butter.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Jessie. I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah.
There's so many. Philippa and I grew up in a time where I never knew anybody with a peanut.
I know, the same. Yeah.
And we all survived. So it's amazing.
The other thing is making a feeder out of a milk jug.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who's been a Girl Scout or a Boy Scout knows how to cut out the windows and put little sticks to prop up little roofs, and then you put seed inside. I mean, that's another possibility. And then they can use magic markers to decorate it. Right.
Maybe if there's a smaller, if we could find something that's a little bit smaller than a milk jug, so we don't have to find, as many milk jugs, but maybe we could find so they could just hang small ones.
Yeah, the kids aren't going to school where they get the little milk.
No.
Cartons.
Yeah.
I mean, we go through 2 of those gallon milk jugs a week in my house.
The plastic.
Yeah.
Like from the Woodstock farm, because I can keep mine. I go through 1 a week, and that adds up.
If we decide to do that, I'm sure we could find enough of them, because
Then we can go to the dump and climb in the recycling.
Recycling. Oh, we can subsidizers.
We'll just hang out there on a Saturday and collect them before people throw them away.
A couple of years ago, I couldn't believe it. There was a man in one of the bins getting things out, and one where he was way down in there. And of course, the guy started screaming. I don't know what he saw, but he was trying to get something out.
All righty.
We can do some looking for a good plan for a bird feeder. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think the birdhouse is a bust. I'll look some more. But
let's forget the birdhouse then.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we're talking about not costing us a lot of money. This is supposed to be a good feeling thing.
Right.
So, yeah, or any money if we
or any money, absolutely.
I'd like to have a nice banner out front, some kind of banner, good size that people will see. We've done that before, 2 sides where people driving by can see it.
I was waiting to see what the poster was going to look like, because you talked about a banner. You'd also talked about little flyers that people could,
right. And then Woodstock Proud. I've started looking at that more, because I'm not really a Facebook person, but I do like the things that come out in Woodstock Proud, most of them. They keep you up to date on all kinds of things, especially if you have little kids.
Right.
So if it's in there, that'll be awesome, because all these young families will see it.
Right.
So I think that might be our best. I never thought I would be saying this, but I think that will be our best route to get to families.
Maybe we could put it up in the elementary school. Do you think we could do that?
Oh, I think so. I think Sarah will have her way to manage that,
Right.
I mean, we can physically take them there.
Right. Yeah, one of us can do that.
So that's
how does one turn? Let's say we get this stunning poster that some Woodstock Academy kid has designed. How do we turn that into A, a banner, or B, into little flyers? Do we take it to Chase Printery? And how expensive are they? Do you know?
Yeah, we could maybe we could ask, but that we would take it to the printer and they'll make a copy of it.
Well, another thing that I think we could consider is the town might print those for us. You know, you had mentioned, Philippa, I did not know that they will laminate things.
Right. We'll have to get some.
Why can't they print them?
I don't know.
I mean, that would be a nice thing to mention to Jay,
right?
Or ask him
on the list. Yeah.
What can we do? What can the town hall provide for us so that we don't have to pay for it?
Right.
Because I keep thinking about this. When last time I checked that box, there were no walk around guides, and I mentioned it, and then you said they'll laminate, and I said, well, then that's cool. I don't think there's one in there even to copy, but it's got to be someplace.
I have one. So that I'll get that. I can give that one to them to copy. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe they would. That would be cool. Color copies. Mm-hmm. Or the other thing is Sarah may have access to copier at school, at her school. She seems to have her finger in just about every department there. You know, I remember years ago using a mimeograph machine. Remember the things you turn wrote on with the purple ink, and then you
get the purple everywhere.
Yeah, on your hands.
Oh yes. Now, does Rectory School have anything like that?
They do. Yeah, they have a printer. You know, that like a big color printer for those things. Yeah, I don't know, but I could see. But I probably have to give them. I don't know if I'd be able to do it myself.
Okay. I just looking at resources, whether they would be willing to, you know, to do that for us or not.
Yeah.
They're not in our town, so we would do better to go to Woodstock Academy and try.
Right. We could find out first. Yeah.
Going to have a lot of questions for Sarah.
Yep. And Jay.
Jay. And Chad.
So, are we in my mind? Are we thinking of how many bird walks during that period of 1 to 4?
I talked to Aaron, and the way he sees it, and me too, because we just did our first bird walk a couple of days ago, is it will be continual. You know, and I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but you know, we might get someone else who will do that also. I've just started seeing my birding friends, you know, and they like that. They like leading people around and seeing what they can find down in the back primarily.
Okay.
So I think it would be really hard to schedule it, because when you start and you've got a few people with you, you know, it's awkward to say, okay, we're done with you. You know, he'll be there the whole time moving around.
Yeah, I'm trying to visualize the flow of people.
Right.
You know, if we've got 2 tours going around the trees, for instance, let's say I lead a tour around the tree. It takes me about an hour to take people around the trees. So while I'm doing that, he's leading a group of birders and you're leading a group of birders, and there's kids up there at the activities because they're not interested in birds or trees.
Well, yeah, birds
there might be.
They might be, but they might not be. I mean, you might have, say, I'd much rather go and do something else. I'd like to go and put a plant in. I'd like to go and color. I'd like to do
what I'm hoping is this Saturday at 10:30 in the morning, which I hate giving up a Saturday morning. I'm meeting a Zoom meeting with the civic committee of the garden club, which I agreed to join because I thought I could use it to our advantage. And so I'll be meeting with them, and they want one of their big, and you know, there are a lot of garden club members. One of their big areas to work is at the Arboretum. So I talked with Molly Truesdale. I don't know if you know her. She's
done work before, hasn't she?
Yeah,
Molly?
She has.
Yeah,
she has, and she's heading up the civic committee. And I think there are 25 people. So anyway, we're going to talk about that on Saturday for as many people. She said, let's have it like a work day and see who will come and then give them a job. So that would be really good for planting the plants, or, you know, any number of things. I'm hoping Linda will come along with, I don't know who else, to ID the wildflower area And, you know, by then the hellebores, the epimedium, those shade garden going down the trail will be up.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be fun to have people just, and the way I envision it is people, of course, will arrive up top, but someone will be there to direct them down kind of into the Arboretum, because Elaine wants to set up in the Arboretum, not up in the parking lot.
Right.
Or, you know, so I envision having some of those folks helping us, just
Great.
kind of directing people around to what's going on.
That sounds terrific. Also, Andy, talk with them because we need to set up a work day,
Work day,
one or two work days before this date.
Yeah.
And I just got this great letter from a gentleman called Mark Mosley, who is the president of Woodstock Lions Club. And in that capacity, I wanted to offer the possibility of the Lions members providing manpower if the Arboretum needs hands for maintenance or cleanup or anything of that sort.
Wow.
In addition to raising money for charitable causes, we are also a service organization. And I thought that with spring on the way, you might be in need of hands for trail maintenance or cleanup or things of that nature.
Oh my God.
I almost kissed him through the email.
Oh my God, who got to him?
I know
an angel.
idea.
Does anybody, do we know him? Do you know him?
I don't know him.
Mosley. I know a Mosley from Putnam.
Wow.
Who came through the school system there, but I don't know if this is the same Mosley.
Cool.
And he said, and if you happen to know of any other work in town that needs hands, I'm open.
No, only us.
Only us, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to give them the town won't help us.
Yeah,
we're a bunch of old ladies. We can't do it.
I thought
that's good
wonderful
news. Yeah, that's excellent.
I thought so. So we do need to set a couple of work dates. And Sarah needs to help us with setting those dates because we would like Woodstock Academy students to come as well.
Right.
Yeah, and she's got a bunch of her friends who she said would come. So,
and I think a weekend is probably what we want, because if these are working men, that they would only have a weekend. So it would be a Saturday or a Sunday that we should set.
Yeah, unless some of them are retired, but no, I think a weekend is probably best. Yeah.
We want young working men. We don't want
not a bunch of old people.
Enough retired people. We don't need any more.
Oh, that's great. I feel as good right now as I did when Sarah said she wanted to join that day. She was working.
I thought you would like to hear about that.
Yeah, that's great.
That's good news. Very good news.
Now I have something I want to propose, and we can get the information, but Elaine, the painter, Elaine, I went to her house because she's painting something really cool for me. She does a lot of Americana, kind of primitive. If you go down into Putnam, every mural you see anywhere, she did them. I mean, she's awesome. And she's the president of the Northeast Art Guild, I think it's called. So she told me the other day when I went to her house that they have a new muralist, a lady who's come on, that she's recently moved to the area. She's joined the Art Guild, and she made an offer to Elaine. I think Elaine must have mentioned the Arboretum, but not in this capacity. I don't know how it came up. She said that the places she's lived, she has installed permanent murals, and she has all the materials to do this. There's something that, the way she said it was, on the day of our spring event, she being, I don't know the lady's name, would set up this kind of fabric, and it can be painted, and then it has a finish on it that makes it permanent. And she said, and that would be the first permanent mural in Woodstock. And I thought, wow, that's intriguing. You know, to have something that she would set it up so that it would, she said it isn't paint by numbers, but it's kind of like that, so that everybody can paint, and they have an area and they paint it. So I didn't want to just let it go and say, no, we're not interested in anything like that, because it almost seemed really cool to me, you know, if we found a spot. And I guess, I mean, we could find out more look her up and see these permanent murals that she's installed in different cities. So I thought, even if we didn't do it now, it might be something really, really fun to have down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's an exciting idea. And do you want to try and follow up on that and see if you can take a look at the quality of the permanent murals? Because I can see the Historical Association having a fit if it's not really fun.
Right.
Yeah, I thought, I just met with Elaine, but I thought maybe next month's meeting, we could invite her to join our Zoom meeting, and she can further explain what her plan is for that day, because she said she's got the other artists coming, but many of them aren't the type who want to help someone or want to, they'll paint and people can observe them, they set it up, but they aren't the type that want to help a little kid paint. She said, but some people will.
Okay.
So
does the woman who does the murals, does she have like, is there something like we could look at her website or something?
I think so. I need to get more information, and I had only one day, and I said, I don't have time to do it properly. So I'll get that. Even if I know something, well, I can find out her name. I'll send that information to you if she has a website or something we could look at, because that would be cool, wouldn't it?
I think that sounds very exciting.
Yeah, I do too. So where we would do it and how we'd go about it, I don't know, but we'd figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, even though it's the town's park, is that something that we would have to get permission to do?
Well, I think that's another item for Jay, isn't it?
Because we don't get permission to plant anything. I mean, we can do pretty much what we want down there, it seems to me.
Yeah, I think
the Historical Association might have something to say about it.
Yeah.
Who might?
What's that?
Who might have something to say?
Our friends on the Hill.
Oh,
it might be one of those things, we go ahead and then apologize later. Oh, we didn't know we had to ask permission,
Yeah, you can't see it from the road. You can't even see the Arboretum from the road.
Right.
So,
that maybe the answer is that we don't have it out in front of the Historical
Society. Why don't we install it right on the road?
Yeah.
Some big Arboretum thing.
We could put it on the shed or something, our shed down there.
Yeah, that's a possibility. So, okay.
So we'll look into it.
That's exciting. I mean, I can see also Woodstock Academy students really enjoying something like that. A whole art class coming and creating something like that.
That might be more appropriate.
Because it would be cool. It would be cool to have like a Woodstock Academy sculpture garden or something, if they did something with wire or something in one of the gardens.
And they're so creative.
Yeah.
I'm kind of far removed from kids in school. My grandkids are, but I don't live near them. But it's amazing how creative these kids are when I see their artwork over at Town Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we could invite them to create something, to have it may not have to be a permanent exhibit, but they could be something that was there for, over the summer or something that people could see. That's a great idea, Jessie. I love it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I love I don't know if you've ever been to the botanical gardens in Maine. There's but they have they always have beautiful sculptures in with the plants. And I just always love it because they change. They're always local artists.
In Portland?
No, it's in, where is it? Booth Bay.
Oh, up there. Yeah.
If you ever get a chance, you both would love it over there.
Yeah, I don't think I've been to that one.
Yeah.
Do we have, I know you were talking earlier about labeling trees and plants and things, Andy. Do we have all the labels?
Everything that Jean had, you have. Right. When I hand it, we don't have anything else.
Okay, because on Woodstock Proud, one of the people who is like the manager of the site, is interested in doing engraving, and came
I saw that,
and said, would people be interested in me engraving, like it was like herbs and things, the tags.
Yeah, I saw the little wooden.
They were kind of attractive, and he's a Woodstock resident, and I was just thinking, if we need more signage for our plants, maybe that would be a place to get it from.
Yeah, that would be nice to stay local and ask him.
I think
he put the offer out there. I don't know if he charges or if he would like the idea of doing that.
I didn't explore it with him at all. I just wanted to throw it out to us first and throw it around as a committee. I know we have some tall signs that go with different. The rain garden, for instance, has some tall signs to go in there that I have in the back of my car still that need to be put in. Because some of the trees we didn't know what they were. We couldn't identify where to put them.
Yeah, that was the problem. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you wanted to ask Bill to go down there with you, he seems, well, Chad does too. You know, one of the bushes, remember on our walk, none of us knew what the bush was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then we have this nice bush, but none of us know what it is. But someone does. Someone's
gotta know what it is. That's right.
And I haven't forgotten about going to Sprucedale to find out about that coral bark maple. They're working, but they aren't there where you can go in and ask.
Right. They said they're closed at the moment. Yeah.
They're closed.
Yeah.
But they're, you know, they're there. They're busy now, but they're not open.
Right.
But I haven't forgotten about that.
Okay, so anything else about the coloring contest? That was another thing. People had talked about having a coloring contest. Does anybody have access to pictures, or do we just buy a coloring book and tear pages out of it, or how do we do this?
Or are they doing it themselves? I mean, are they doing it from their own ideas? I forget what we.
That's what I thought.
We didn't discuss it in detail.
Okay.
We just did a coloring contest.
Yeah, I think Sarah said she was going to put that out to the teachers in the elementary school for the kids to do a coloring contest. I don't think it was anything we were going to do on the day of our.
Oh, I see. I didn't realize that.
They were going to bring them, so then we might need something to mount them on. You know, some of those fold out things. I mean, you know, we did we even talk about a rain date or anything? It's, you know, we have to keep our fingers crossed for nice weather.
Yeah.
You know, we can't control it.
Well, May the 22nd is the day of it. So how about May the 20, what would it be? The 29th? Would be a week later.
Is that would be Memorial Day weekend?
Oh.
Probably. It's got to be.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
No. It was the 22nd a Saturday or a Sunday?
Saturday.
Do we want to go for the 23rd then?
That might be,
yeah, we could do that.
That might be the best idea.
Yeah.
It's the next
So
day.
really be compact. Yeah. So rain date 23rd. Okay. Or do we just have it do we just have it in the rain?
Well,
depends on what kind of, it'll be hard with the painting.
Painting would, yeah, right.
Set up pop-up tents everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be a way to make that happen.
Are there, like, are we going to need like a table, you know, to use? I mean, do we have those or is there one even at the town hall that they would deliver for us or something?
I have a bunch of folding, those long, 6 foot long folding tables that I can bring down. Okay. I was wondering about whether we're going to need a town constable.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to know.
Put that on the list for Jay.
Okay.
And, you know, who would say that we do? The people on the hill? You know, if we had a lot of traffic going in and out? It's not going to be like the big art festival.
Since it's a town property, the town hall should say whether or not we need a town constable.
Yeah.
Pay for it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then if we have excess parking, do we need to put things like, well, they can't park on the road, you know, on the, you know, I know when they have the Woodstock has, you know, that, what is it they have right
art
there?
Festival?
The art festival, right? They put up signs so that nobody parks on people's lawns. You know, I don't know if we would need that.
Well, maybe what we would do is ask the congregational church, or have people park up. They don't even have to ask the church. They could just park on that road, couldn't they?
Yeah, people always find a way to park up there, you know, to park in the area when something's going on.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think we need to worry about that.
Okay.
Because there's so much parking around.
So what do we want to talk to Jay about?
So the main
I'll
thing
go in there and say,
mowing.
what the hell? This is a town. We're not going to do that.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes.
What do you think, Jesse?
Well, I was just saying, our main priority is the cost, to lower our costs, and that was the mowing. And maybe, we may want to choose, okay, let's ask him a couple things, and then the next meeting we're going to ask him another couple things. We may not want to, throw it all on his lap, but if, you've worked with him more than I have, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know him, but I wonder if he understands the severity of the situation if we have trees come down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's our problem, that he needs to understand if you budget us X amount and, put down some figures, this is what we spend on mowing. And that's just about everything that you're giving us, the town. What if we have something calamitous or some issue with the trees? And I wonder, does he know the history and the age of the trees and all the things that can happen?
Yeah. And, if there are other emergency, like if there's a storm in another part of the town, then the town would take care of it. I would think it would be great if, during, like, we could take care of, the maintenance of trees, but if there's an emergency and one falls, then I feel like that shouldn't be us.
Yeah. And we've had some big issues with big trees coming down.
We have one right now. I mean, we've got that big tree in the back.
In the back.
In the north or northeast corner.
Yeah.
That he's been told, John said, I can't take that down. So we've got it right there.
Well, and another thing to make sure he knows is that when the kids from Woodstock Academy came, they dragged up as much of that tree as they could, which was actually a lot that Chad had cut up.
Mm-hmm.
And they dragged all that stuff up. But then we hit a roadblock. Can't do any more than that.
Right.
So that's where the town would be able to help us.
Right.
I mean, we do what we can, but after that, we just aren't physically able to, and we don't have the funds.
Yeah. I think we would just keep stressing that it's not a private, it's not like we're a little private nonprofit. It is town property. So which part, should be, which part should the town be paying for and which part should we be paying for?
Right.
Yeah. And then we do get donations, but we don't want to use those to take a tree down. That's for, what the Arboretum is all about, planting a tree, new bushes.
Right.
Now, we still have $4,000 left in our regular account.
Right.
Will we have spent that? We're not going to spend that on mowing, but will we have spent that on the Julian Bartlett?
I can go back and look, but we can definitely, for our meeting, be sure of what we're going to already spend from our budget.
We need to be sure that we have spent that by June.
Spent it, yes.
Yeah. We can't have any excess, because he's going to say, well, why don't you use your own monies,
Exactly.
And that's his line, is you have a budget. You have $7,000 from the town. That should be taking care of your expenses. I'm sure is going to be his line, which is
right.
That's why they only $7,000.
Yeah, and it's only 6,000. We always ask for 7, but it's only 6. Yeah.
But I mean, what we have to say is we spend every dollar of that $6,000,
right,
and still can't take care of those ash trees that need to come down.
Right, and we've been spending the money that we could have been spending on, taking care of those on Arboretum, like what Andy was saying, on the mission of the Arboretum or the goal. But we've been spending that money on, taking care of mowing and other maintenance. That's not.
And should we mention that we paid for a share of the driveway? I mean, we shouldn't have had to pay for the driveway.
I think we can mention that.
The parking.
We are trying to work with other organizations in town, and John Navarro worked with us. So I mean, the town really worked with us and the Historical Association to get that parking lot done.
Yeah.
And we recognize that, and that's a model that we would like to see more of. Is all of us working together.
Right. Well, the $4,000 that we still have, that needs to be spent by June.
Yes.
What are we going to spend that on if we don't spend it on mowing?
Well, the Bartlett tree contract that Philip was saying. Yeah.
Okay, so
that's like
so,
what, 1,500 or something?
Yes, I think I have to go back and look at it.
And then we'll have some mowing expenses.
Right.
yeah,
Go.
yeah. And I think he needs to understand that we're fearful to spend all our money because we never know what might happen, what we might have to spend it on.
Right.
Like, can we spend some of that if we have expenses for the spring celebration?
Yeah, we could spend some of that on that.
Okay.
Like if we talked about getting some bird houses in so that we can attract some more birds. So that's not going to be very much, but we could spend some money on that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For bird houses for the Arboretum that would stay there, not for the crafts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we do have things in mind that we're going to spend it on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, we buy tools, there are things we have to purchase. We may be purchasing wood chips or mulch.
I think that's important.
Those are other things.
We've looked for freebie donations and we were we're going to have to pay for that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and those are things, even with that, it seems like the town, they have all those materials.
Right.
So.
Yeah, there may be things that aren't even going to cost the town anything more. It would just be more time, but it's not going to, maybe not going to cost them any more from their budget by helping us.
We could ask them to put in plumbing. Some plumbing. I mean, really, I think he needs to know there's no water down there. You've got an arboretum and you don't have any water.
Right.
It's just, it would be nice to have, wouldn't it be cool if we had some kind of lighting that went on at night, so
would
people.
Be.
Oh, you can see the hill loving that.
Oh
my goodness.
Well, it wouldn't have to be like major, it could be very, subtle, but when you go down there, it would be very nice.
It would be nice.
Could be solar even,
Or motion sensitive. When people come down, everything lights up.
Yeah.
Like I have motion sensitive lights on the house, but they don't go on, but I flip the switch and then Zoe can look out and, be looking all out there at night to see if any critters are walking by. How's your puppy?
Oh, she's wonderful. She's huge.
I bet.
She is so big.
Yeah, I bet she is.
Yeah, she's flat out beside me right now. So just going through Jay's talk, basically it's how can we work best with the town? How can we work with the town around resources, around monies, around services, things like the website? Do we go through the town website? Can we get our own website? Can we use the town hall to print up posters and flyers for this event? Do we need a town constable for this event? And our basic message is we want the money to go for the trees at the Arboretum.
Right.
We want to be able to plan for 5 years ahead. We know we have got doomed ash trees that we have to remove at some point, and that will be a very expensive item. We've already had an estimate of $5,000 just for removing those ash trees, right?
Right. And
we're looking for other estimates, but we are very much aware that we are a town park, as well as run by an Arboretum committee. But we want to make sure that there's a good working relationship with the town. Am I right?
Right. Yeah. And we can even say we think that there should be, we're working on outreach and wanting the town to use it more, the members of the town. So that can be, that's our, we have that in our goals to get it to be used more. That's why we're doing the open house.
Yeah, I know you're taking notes, Philippa, but to somewhere in there, put all the help that we do get from the schools. Now with the Lions Club, that's awesome. And, the garden club, point out the fact that we're a small committee. We cannot do it. Sometimes we think we can, but, we really can't. gets too frustrated.
People are not lining up to join the committee.
No.
They're not saying, put me in. We're getting groups that will come and work for a day, but they don't want to be, and what the Arboretum needs is consistent monitoring, consistent help, like Bill Brower gave it. He was there for years, but he became exhausted by it because he was doing the whole thing all by himself.
Right.
So, we do need some support with that. You're right. Okay, I've got all that down.
Do we want to have a donation box at the Celebrate Spring?
I think definitely.
I would think so. And are we going to send out an appeal letter this year or not?
Oh, I think we should.
I think we should, but maybe after the celebration.
After the celebration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we need to have something on the tables that we spoke about for people to sign in their name and address.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing I just wanted to let you know is that Nancy Adams, bless her heart, filled out a report to the Connecticut Master Gardener Association because we had that grant from them of $320. And she filled out whatever she needed to do to say how the money was spent and sent it in. So we've got 2 grants from them last year and the year before that. I just emailed her and asked her, can we apply for a grant for this year? And if so, how do we do it and what the deadline is? So I don't know. Do you belong to this, Andy?
No.
Okay. So it's the Master Gardener Association. So we're all up to date. We're in good standing because you can't reapply if you haven't done this piece of paperwork. So she took care of it, which was very nice of her. And I'm hoping to hear from her as to whether we can apply for another grant. It's not a huge sum of money, but it could go towards doing more of that bank work, for instance.
Oh yeah.
They want specific targets.
Right.
Okay.
There are several people in the garden club who've been through the Master Gardener training over Yukon and different places. So, and she was one of them.
Right.
So, not I.
Okay. Anything that we need to talk about now? Anything else?
We're just picking a meet. Did we talk about a meeting time with Jay?
No. He has offered an evening time. Would that work for everybody? Okay. I will recontact him and say we'd really like that 6 o'clock time in the evening.
Yeah.
Which day can you do it? Okay.
Yeah.
Do we need? Sorry, go ahead, Andy.
Would you consider having? I know there are regulations with the town, but could we meet again before our next meeting? Be able to talk with Sarah to tie things together, because in April we need to have things done by then.
We have to schedule it as a I learned all this last night. We have to file it because we're a public body, so it has to be a public meeting. We would have a quorum if all 4 of us met, and maybe Chad too. We would be having a quorum, so it would be a special meeting of the Arboretum Committee. We'd have to file the agenda, and it has to be publicly announced. We have to specifically include any item we wish to discuss during that meeting. At this meeting, we can throw in any other business. At a special meeting, there can be no any other business. It has to be very specific.
Well, would you be open to meeting at Sweet Evelina's or something? I know
that's still a meeting. This guy made it very clear last night, Andy. You can't just go because if we were sitting at a table at Sweet Evelina's talking about Arboretum business, and somebody was at the next door table, and their feelings were hurt by the Arboretum, and they would say, you're having a meeting and it wasn't publicly announced. So we can do it, but I just need to know what things you want to discuss with Sarah. Basically the festival, right?
Yeah. I mean, we could also try to do it through email. I mean, I know it's not as ideal, but
can't do it through, you have to, because those emails, if they're dealing with business, Public.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but Philippa, you're going to call up Chad and ask him what he found out from the other tree guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think you're stretching it a bit. Like I could call Sarah right now and say, oh, this is what we talked about and we need to see the poster. Can you send us a picture?
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to be argumentative. I just think that we should be able to be in touch with each other.
Yeah.
Without having to have a formal agenda. I mean, I don't mean to break the rules. It just doesn't make sense to me that we can't. I mean, that's like saying we can't go down there on Saturday and work and talk to each other about. I get it that they have rules because I wanted a couple of years ago I said, come over to my house. We'll meet at my house. You can see my gardens. Oh no, God, we can't do that. It's like, what? Why not? I get it. But I'm also a rule breaker,
I don't think anybody is going to be interested in what we're doing, except I do remember that Mary Lou was on this committee and left it because people on the Hill said that this is a conflict of interest. You're a neighbor of the Arboretum.
Oh my God,
Oh, really?
That's ridiculous. That's craziness.
That
yeah,
absolutely is. But she said, I can't be on it because I was made to feel really bad. They attacked me for being.
Then I shouldn't be on it because
absolutely.
Right.
Nobody's gonna attack.
Oh my God! Don't let anybody know.
We'll go get them if they attack you, Jesse. You listen, they're attacking you.
Okay, I'm not afraid.
Wow, that's nutty.
I'm just sort of saying that having gone to that training yesterday, I'm aware that if we're having a special meeting of all of us together, it's not a big deal. We can easily list it as a special meeting and set up an agenda. We want to talk about the specific things for this
festival. I'd like to, because what I'm envisioning is, okay, so we wait till April and then we see the poster, we don't like it, or we need to add this, then when do we see it again?
Right.
And I don't mean to pick on Sarah. I just think it would be nice to kind of tie things together.
Absolutely.
Before long.
So before the end of the month, is there any particular, is Thursday night a good night for everybody?
Thursday usually works for me. Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, so let's try for a Thursday and we'll do it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll get Chad to join us. I just think, he surprises me sometimes and he shows up. So I'm not his mother or his keeper, but I think, if we had a special one, we could say, hey, Chad, we're having a special one just for you. Can you come? Sort of, he's amenable to that.
Oh, absolutely. And he's a very busy man and he's got family and his work, so you can fully understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, my friends, anything else?
No, and I'll get that other information off to you, and I won't tell anybody. I'll just send it. The lady who does the murals. Don't tell anyone. I don't want to get in trouble.
I think we're all rule breakers, and that's a real problem we've got here.
Yeah, it really.
Good. That's how we get things done.
That's exactly right, Jesse.
It is.
Okay. Thank you all very much.
We adjourned.
I have a